Hey everybody, we've got a video today answering a right of interrogation question from my patron Interrobang. Interrobang asks, what's a world-building tidbit that you're especially proud of? What I wanted to talk about today was one of the sort of quirks that comes out of the gate technology that is commonly used for interplanetary travel in the world of Tomorrow Forever. Now, ships with thrusters like a space shuttle of today certainly exist in the world of Tomorrow Forever, but they've fallen out of favor. They are expensive, they are incredibly slow compared to gates, and they're just a lot more dangerous. There's a lot that can go wrong when you're sitting out in space for days or weeks or months. And when Amalia Vela stumbled onto the first gate way back when, it completely changed how humanity could spread across the stars. A naturally occurring gate, and they are all naturally occurring, may last for minutes, hours, years, but it will just blip out at a certain point. And you better hope you've got another way home when it does. This is obviously not a great foundation for interplanetary civilizations. And so a lot of effort and a lot of research has gone into understanding these gates and sort of building them up and making them incredibly stable and reliable. However, once all that is in place, once the gate is stabilized, it can be very safely traversed with very little skill. There's a little bit of coordination needed to make sure you don't have crashes with, somebody going in one side of the gate and somebody going in the other. But apart from that, you pretty much fly through and you're there. And we've really hit a point in Tomorrow Forever where just about all interplanetary travel, with a couple of exceptions, is oriented around the gates. Even looking at maps of the mesh, you're never going to see, a true scale star map that puts planets in their actual positions relative to each other because it doesn't matter. Is Holonovo 10 light years from J-Sween, or is it 40? Or is it 8,000 light years from J-Sween? For the vast majority of people, it doesn't matter. It's a gate away, and that's pretty close. And there's all sorts of little sort of quirks and anomalies with it where the gates tend to kind of correlate with how far away planets are from each other physically, but they don't really. Halatar is closer to Ubunye than Concord is, but there's no gate from Ubunye to Halatar, so you got to go through Concord or take some other route if you really want to. And as a result of how easy gates are, the old space shuttle model doesn't really apply anymore. I mean, sure, you could do it if you've got an incredible amount of money laying around and a few months off of work, but for the most part, it's not something that humans are going to put themselves through. So a lot of these planets that are part of the mesh, they're really the directly connected planets. And the bit of world building that I'm very proud of, what a nice positive framing from Interrobang. The bit of world building that I'm really proud of is what happens to the indirect planets. Mars is connected to the mesh. Venus is not. So what happens on Venus? Well, not much. For the most part, these planets are just harvested by drones for whatever resources can be found. And sure, every once in a while, you'll end up, with some kind of settlement or another out on a planet if it's particularly beautiful or habitable or desirable in some way. But for the most part, the indirect planets are just unclaimed ground in every way that matters. And now, you might be thinking, hey, wait a second. We're pirates. We're outlaws. And we have a lot of scary people after us. Wouldn't we, as the players, want to go to these planets? Wouldn't that be like a really good place to hide out? And the answer is yeah, it would be, if you had a good way to get there. But at least for now, you don't. I think that could be a lot of fun. But it's a long ways off, and I'm not promising it. I'm just acknowledging that it would be cool. Oh, and there are some other moons and other planets that do get use. Now, J-Sween is a sort of resort planet in a lot of ways. It's full of very meticulously terraformed luxury biomes, beautiful forests, soft sand beaches, that sort of thing. And that terraforming has extended to the moons as well. Holonovo has 4 moons, and because of the intense population density of the planet, they're actually all occupied. And finally, The owners of Concord actually broke up the indirect planet that they shared a system with and turned it into 21 moons that now orbit the planet, serving as trading posts and allowing them a convenient way to prevent traders from coming down onto the surface of the actual planet. Well, that's it for today. I hope I have answered your question, Interrobang. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on how the mesh works and how these sort of different systems of travel affect things. Are you looking forward to a week-long trip to a moon? Let me know in the comments or on the Discord. And thanks again to Interrobang for asking the question, to both my patrons for supporting the project and me, and to all the playtesters who have offered their time and experience to help the game grow. If you want to try out the game, or just learn a little more about it, head over to the Discord where you can sneak into the semi-closed alpha now. And take care, have fun, and if you choose to subscribe, I'll see you next time.